I was about to say a word and I got all phlegmy. All right, Sunday night, 1st of February. It's a cliche, but time goes really fast and it's freaking annoying, honestly. Anyway, I got to decide what if I'm going to make, what's a fruit basil smash? Basil gin fruit liqueur of choice. Okie dokie. Hello, Madam Butterfly. How are you this evening / this morning? Okay. That cocktail will I make? Just like that? Yeah. Charlie's here, says the buddy. Yeah, boy. Okie doke. So I'm going to do a short. What's that? Cafe Island? Irish whiskey. I'm going to do the coffee whiskey. Dry vermouth. I think maybe that's what I could do tonight. There's this thing I had a recipe for. It says to make it with vermouth. And I'm going, I think I'd like that more as an old fashioned. Maybe I could do it. Maybe I could do them both. See which one I prefer. Actually, if I'm doing two, I should save that for later in the week. Really. Slightly in the clouds. Just having your own personal party, Madam Butterfly. Good for you. Okay, so that's an idea for maybe later in the week. Cars sound louder than usual outside. Oh my God, someone was actually doing screechy squealies, which is so rare in this extremely quiet street I live on. Grappa basil smash. It's a mezcal fix. Amaro. Okay, you know what? I'm going to make probably starting on Tuesday night, I'm going to make a bunch of cocktails that have pineapple juice in them. So I got a little tin of pineapple juice. And I want to use it up. A Sweet Louise. A passion fruit. Right, yeah, okay. I deliberately wrote raspberry vodka. I think I'm definitely not going to use. I'd use one of my fruit gins, probably. Amaretto, raspberry liqueur, lime juice, grenadine. Oof, I mean, honestly, that's sounding good. I need to think of it earlier in the night, though, because I've got some frozen passion fruit in the fridge. In Bruges, pretty fucking good. Great dog. Surprises, comedy and drama. Yeah, I think that's... yeah, but that was my Hail Mary, Charlie. The one that maybe wouldn't be judged that, but you get to just go, no, that's my favorite. I want to put it in there. Yeah, the dialogue is fucking awesome in that movie, in Bruges. It's very good. All right, so I'm getting lots of ideas and none of them to make tonight. What's this if you want? Sherry. Oh, no, okay. I was going to use my apple thing, but I've used that all in a barrel. What's an after midnight? Whiskey, Punta Mez, Orange liqueur and maraschino. You know what? I'm going to do that one. I just have to get the Punta Mez out of the fridge. You know what? I'm going to do that quickly. Just warm up. If anyone comes in while I'm out, just say, I've never been here. It's really weird. I don't know why the stream started and he's not here. All right. Getting ready, because here I come now. So what are we saying? If you're in a film expecting a gem, you suggest them Jesus of Montreal, walk out satisfied. It's no different. Nice. Thanks for playing along, Charlie. No, you should just go for it, Charlie, particularly when it's movie talk. You know how much I love the movie talk. And I don't know if you noticed on the Plex today, I watched Rashomon for the first time. A movie people talk about all the time. Very interesting, because it was made in 1950. So that's just barely post-World War II Japan. And a somewhat bleak view on the world and human nature, you can understand and forgive, I think, given just coming out of the war. Okay. Putting that in there. Next one's come in and said, good evening. Greg, how are you doing? Oh, there was? Okay, I was confused at what you're asking there, Charlie. There was a voice. I think it was Sophie. I wasn't paying that close attention. Because it was just such a surprise. Okay. I've got the one I've decided I'm going to make quickly, a little short. Done doing. Okay, where was it? It was after midnight, wasn't it? Yes. Okay, whiskey of your choice. Was I trying to finish a whiskey? I was talking about the Treatise cask, wasn't I? There's a lot in that. Is there one that needs to be emptied? No, it was a bourbon cask I was going to empty, wasn't it? Yes. There's only a little bit of that left. Wait, was my Infinity whiskey? Oh, that's full. Okay, I should make something with my Infinity whiskey so there's room to put something else in. Oh, and I should have got some liqueur out of here while I was in here. One dash of vanilla bitters, which I don't have. So I wonder what I should put in. Oh, wait. I'll use my orange liqueur. So I just want maraschino, which I only just put back in here. Okay. Puntamez, whiskey, blood orange liqueur. Okay. This, and we want this. So let's pour some whiskey out. Should make it old fashioned with that later, maybe. Who knows? What are we in? 22.5 mils of Puntamez. I'll get that ready too. And just while I'm thinking of it, I'll chill my glass so I'm not lying. I am usually lying in videos when I say that I'm using a chilled glass. Okay. Do. Okey-doke. Let's get this ready, because here I come now. So I have to decide what bitters to use. Vanilla, maybe chocolate? Maybe chocolate. Not black walnut, that's too strong. Yeah, I think chocolate. I'm gonna do chocolate bitters. Do. Let's get this ready. You want this party started, right? You want this party started quickly. All right. Wearing this shirt, I feel like I should have done a tropical one, but I've made a decision now. Whiskey. Puntamez. Orange liqueur. Oh, 7.5 mils. Dash. Chocolate bitters. Okie doke. Dots or dawn then. Do that. Get the rest of the ice. Put it in here. You know what? I'm gonna pour this one. It's probably fine. Just in case I want this ice. Okay. And where's my stirring finger? There it is. Show yourself. Ice jumped out. Is that like always flash red? Am I going crazy? I don't know. Oh man, look at this. There's a real tang to it. All right, let us. You know what I should do? I should do an orange twist in this one. Don't have it ready. You know what? I'm just going to make my editing a bit easier there by pausing that. An orange peel. And cherry. Just for funsies. Because I like funsies. Stab. And stab. Last of my big cherries. Put this just out of shot here. Okay. Spread some orange all over this. And cherries. There. Noisy car going past. Hopefully we'll have fucked off by the time I'm ready. Hasn't fucked off yet. It's just getting noisier. Fuck is that about? Okay. Oh, wait, I have to switch this back to autofocus because I was doing some special stuff. Focus. All right. It's looking about right. How are we here? Is that ready? That's ready. Okay. Oh god, that's wind. That's not a car. Jesus, these wind gusts. Just have to live with that. G'day, cocktail lovers. This cocktail is called After Midnight, and on paper it seems like a sweetened black Manhattan. Instead of vermouth, it's got Punta Mez, which is halfway between an aperitivo and vermouth, really. But it also has some liqueurs in there, which you don't normally get in Manhattan variants. So I was very interested to try it, giving it a quick taste. Ooh, there are flavors going all over this because Punta Mez has an edge of bitterness to it. And with the extra sweetness, it's like they're fighting with each other. I'll show you how to make it. In a mixing glass, put 2 ounces or 60 mils of the whiskey of your choice. Then, sorry, say that again. In a mixing glass, put 2 ounces or 60 mils of the whiskey of your choice. Then 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 mils of Punta Mez. Then half an ounce or 15 mils of orange liqueur. Then 1/4 of an ounce or 7.5 mils of maraschino liqueur. Then I'm rounding things out with 1 dash of chocolate bitters. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink. Then I'm straining that into a chilled Nick and Nora glass. I'm garnishing it with a twist of orange peel and some maraschino cherries on a skewer. There's some complexity in this. I need to decide, is it good complexity or not? I'm going to be super honest with you. This is nowhere near on my favorites list. It's not terrible. It's interesting. I'd give it maybe 7 out of 10. But if you like bitter drinks, and particularly I'm thinking of the combo of the whiskey and the Punta Mez, like if you're a Negroni fan, that type of thing, maybe this is going to be right up your alley, a more bitter version of a Manhattan. It's worth a try if that's your sort of thing. It's called After Midnight. Cheers. Oh, okay. I'm also going to put that on ice. Okay, stop that. Stop that. Close that. Switch that off. Shut down, turn off, as they say. Oh, motherfucker, I didn't have that tightened up. That could have been a disaster. Wait, oh, Jesus, what the fuck is going on here? God, I'm an absolute idiot. Ugh. Fuck, everything's fucking with me. Okay. Good God. Oh, and I've forgotten to put a lid on that. I should put a lid on that before disaster ensues. Get my phone. Sit down and chat with you fine people. Oh, good God. What movie is that, Charlie? No stems, no seeds that you don't need. Acapulco Gold, badass weed. Justin, hello. How are you doing? Pour it over ice. Just because I can. Put that orange peel down the side. There we go. There we go. Do you know what? I'm going to give myself another piece of orange peel, which is effectively giving Mrs. Angry another piece of orange peel to put her, hot chocolate in my Cheech and Chong record. Nice. That sounds very Cheechy Chongy. I love that phrase, Justin. ACT politics got weird. It's always been pretty weird. Not least the voting system is weird, and I don't really understand it, but I'm intrigued as to what's happened that makes you think it's weirder than it was. I feel like we just live in a weird world now. Do I remember what I remember from MIRC is this what you're talking about? If you and someone you were chatting with both had the same sound files on your computer with the same name, you could make it play. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you are saying that. Yeah. You do exclamation file name and it would play it. Yeah, we had a whole thing, the regular chat room that I was in, where we'd have the same sound files on our computers so we could do that. It was, honestly, that was an early version of communicating in animated GIFs, honestly. Okay, there's one called Badass Weed, and that was it. Okay, I'm not familiar with that. I did see there was some discussion, Justin, of the Greens having talks with the Liberals because they'd have more numbers than Labor. I don't know how Greens would look their voters in the face if they did that. I also don't have a high opinion of the integrity of the Greens anyway. Just not singling the Greens out. There's no faith whatsoever in the Conservatives. They're all fucking scum, and very low faith in Labor. Madam Butterfly, you can zone in out as much as you like. And no need to apologize. But I get that you may be less attentive sometimes. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, unless the ACT Liberals are going to give lip service to something they don't believe in, it would be a gross power grab by the Greens. Yeah, and I would agree with you, Justin. I would expect the Greens to get fairly savagely punished at the next election if they did that, because a significant majority of voters in the ACT don't want a Liberal government. And if the Greens fuck the electorate over in a way that no one could ever have reasonably seen, that's just shitting in the face of your voters. So, look, maybe making public the fact that there was any talk at all, maybe that was games playing with Labor, the Greens going like, if you won't make some concessions to us, maybe the Liberals were, you better watch it. Actually doing it would be stupid and shitty, would be a very shitty thing to do. The only vaguely defensible thing I can think of is what I was saying, that the Greens were trying to scare Labor. Just there was an uproar in the Greens membership. Big surprise, because it would just be a really gross, disgusting, cynical thing to do. And the fact that it's now on record that there was at least a discussion gives Labor a stick to hit them with at the next election. What do they even stand for? They said they were going to have negotiations with the Liberal Party. You can't trust them. Who the fuck knows what would motivate someone to go in that area? I don't know. Voting together to pass legislation, one thing. Forming government, no, not going to be acceptable. I think it shows significant. I was going to say what. It's a combination of immaturity and arrogance, I think. It's just like, it's a politically immature thing to even talk about, because it's such a betrayal of your core membership and your supposed ideals. And it's just like, not realizing that's definitely going to blow up in your fucking face. Like, no two ways about it. Nice. You got me a Home for the Elderly hoodie. Nice. Well, it'll be a few months down the line, but when we get to winter is coming. Liberals have been out of power since 2001. I mean, that is a long time. But I feel like it's the Greens trying to say to Labor, you have to make concessions to us. I don't expect you to wear it on stream. It's got to depend how fucking cold it is, man. Thank you. No, I appreciate it. I definitely look when it's winter. I definitely wear it if we're still doing the videos. Thank you. It's very nice that you think I'm part of the team. I really enjoy doing those videos. Speaking of which, would we be doing another one on Tuesday? So I'm banging on. Just doing that, it's like, I can't even do a proper thumbs up. The little finger sticks out. I'm just trying to do my exercises again. Trying to do a fist. Bend, you little fucker. I got to really focus and just really push. And it's weirdly hard. I'm like, damn. I think it's bending more than it was last week. I gotta go back to the fucking hand therapist on Tuesday. So she has a little protractor that she measures the bend with. So I hope it's improved. I want to get a better grade. Nice. Yes. Tuesday chats. Justin, the Liberals don't have any hope. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I think a big reason why the Liberals have so much worse time in the ACT is the dominance of public servants who notoriously get fucked over by Liberal parties across the country. So, why would you vote for them when you would immediately assume that, with good reason, with a lot of precedent behind you, you'd assume they're going to cut jobs, which is, of course, a thing that's interesting to me. There's a definite chance, there'll be a Conservative government in Victoria before the end of the year. Labor's been doing fucking job cuts all over the place. The Liberals are going to want to do more. Nothing's for sure. And also, the thing they do, the fucking privatizing services, so it actually ends up costing the public more. But on paper, they can go like, oh no, look, we cut the public sector by 20%. That's a huge saving. Except someone still has to do the work. It gets outsourced to private sector who charge twice as much. But that's what's that? The operating terms, that's operating expenditure, not capital expenditure. And they got this big thing about reduced capital expenditure. Anyway, economics is fucking lies. Politics is fucking lies. It's a ridiculous world we live in. Oh dear. I'm gonna have does this look like pool water? It's a fantastic color. And it's very light content-wise. It's mostly liqueurs and orange juice and milk. Ideology aside, voting Liberal ACT is completely pointless. Well, but no one, not, okay, some people put ideology aside. Yes, you're just saying this point, but I mean, I think it's reasonable. Well, you said they were in power in 2001. I think it's reasonable for Conservatives to argue, well, we'll get the numbers one day. Whether they ever do is another thing. But I also think parliamentary democracy needs a strong opposition. I really do think the longer a party is in power, the lazier and more self-serving they get, and the less responsive they are to the public because they get complacent and entitled. So it kind of fucking sucks if and okay, this is a double-edged sword because I don't want Conservative governments in power. I think they make stupid decisions. I disagree fundamentally with their policy positions, and I think they seem to fucking take great pride in fucking over the most vulnerable people in society, which I just think is evil. But also, I think their economic policy is stupid and shit and short-sighted. And even the small number who potentially benefit from the fuckery, I think it's only short-term benefit. It's long-term damage. But I do genuinely believe you need the tension of, well, it's not a done deal that a particular party will have government. There's a thriving opposition that could knock them off. It's a bit like crop rotation when you're a farmer. You don't just want one thing over and over. It just exposes you to too much risk and you get diminishing returns. You got to change your crops to keep it vibrant. So, yeah. It's a crazy old town. Oh, yeah, Safa, Mrs. Angry is watching the tennis tonight. I don't know how late she will stay up. Neither of us are going into the office tomorrow. But if she's totally engrossed, she might stay up till the end. But then again, sometimes those matches go a really fucking long time. Sometimes they're over relatively quick. Who knows? Safa with the questions. Date night was great. Is one of my favorites. It's a little local gem, the Arcadia Whiskey Bar, right next to Ormond Station. It's fucking great. It changed hands, but the original owners taught the new owners how to make all the cocktails. Because I swear to God, okay, get ready to get fucking shocked. You know how I always shit talk vodka because it deserves to be shit talked. And I say it's just an alcohol delivery system. And the one concession I make for it is like, okay, if all your other ingredients are bringing the flavor and you don't want to detract from those, you can get away with vodka as the booze element. This place, Arcadia, has probably the best dessert style cocktail I've ever had. It's right up there. Anyway, it's fantastic. What do they call it? A white chocolate passion fruit martini. It's a creamy thing, vodka base. It's fucking awesome. Such a crowd pleaser. But they also make one of the best sours I've ever had. They call it a Turkish delight, and it does genuinely communicate Turkish delight flavors. It's gin based. We also had a Mai Tai, which is again technically a sour, a rum drink. Very good, very rummy. They also just make a whole fucking series of the best boozy stirred drinks. My favorite style of cocktail, the boozy stirred ones. What do we have? And they had great names. The one we played, the Busted Pipe and the Underdog, but they make a whole range that's really good. And damn, it was good. Okay, no, Safa, the date night wasn't packed. It was actually very sparsely populated. There were actually only two other. Well, they weren't actually couples. One was a father and son. I think the other one was a couple, or they might have just been friends. Who knows? So there were only 6 people, but we went early because they do a happy hour, 5 to 7. We got there about 5:30, and we fit our whole date night into before 7. So we had 3 cocktails each. There's like $15 cocktails as opposed to most of them around $22. So we saved 40 or $50 by doing that. So ye fucking ha. And it did rain a bit on the way back, but they had some umbrellas that people had left there, and they're going, "Oh, take an umbrella. We've got these ones here." So we took an umbrella, but it only rained quite light. There was a fucking 30-second deluge here today. Like, it was so sudden. When I looked on the Bureau rain radar map, it wasn't even showing rain over us, but it just fucking bucketed down for 30 seconds, like really forcefully. So weird. But anyway. Safa, you're getting a jacket because it's cold and windy. Windy as fuck tonight. Also told you the place Arcadia has changed up their food menu, and they'd introduced a chef's platter. It was this big sampling of a whole bunch of things, and it was fucking awesome. Also, they had really good desserts too, a creme brulee and a chocolate brownie. So it's one of my favorites. Arcadia is one of my favorites. They have such a good selection of cocktails, honestly. Yeah, Safa, I don't know if you remember me talking about how we rate our date night places, the essential 8 of dating. One of the categories is, do they have a set menu? Because we actually love like chef's menu, chef's platter, a sampler, all those things where they just bring you the food. You don't order a specific thing. And so, yeah, Arcadia get an extra point on their total now because they introduced the chef's platter. And Senor Butts McGee, hello, howdy, hi, how are you? So this is why it's a challenge to me, even though I came up with because a brief recap for anyone who's forgotten, because I work in cybersecurity. There is a series of controls developed by the Australian Signals Directorate, the Federal Cybersecurity Office, and they call it the Essential Eight. And Mrs. Angry always hears me talking about it because I'm always talking about it for work. And she just randomly one time said, because we score cocktails when we go to places. Oh no, Senor Bus McGee fell down on ice. Jesus, that's a fucking hazard in the US at the moment, honestly. Anyway, so Mrs. Angry just casually said once, there should be an essential 8 for date night. And as soon as she said it, I just like, I'm not going to be able to let that go. I have to do it. So I came up with 8 categories. 4 of them are cocktail related. So one of them is how easy is it to get to the venue? Another one is what's the general vibe of the menu? Sorry, general vibe of the venue. Another one is, do they have a set menu, chef selection, chef's platter, that sort of thing? Because we really like that. What's the other non-cocktail one? I really have to struggle to remember these. Maybe just how good is the food? I don't know. So 4 cocktail-related things. It's like, how good is their cocktail? How broad is their cocktail menu? Are they up for improvising? Like, are they enthusiastic if we say, I want to order off menu? Do they have a lot of Australian ingredients? And I think the other one's just how creative their signature cocktails are. But it's fun. No, I don't have the heater on. It's not that cold. And I'm in the house. It has to be really fucking cold to need a heater. And I mean, we're getting back up into the 30s this week. It was remarkably cool tonight. The Bureau's predictions have been all over the shop. What are they saying? Tomorrow 22, see then 32, 31, 24, 25, 25, 26. So a couple of hot days and then reasonable days. I mean, honestly, my favorite is 23. So 24 to 26, okay, that's a little bit warm. But yeah, 31 and 32, that's too fucking hot. Says Music Complaint, we had like 43 the other week. Senor Basmi, USA ice sculpting team got disqualified from World Ice Sculptures. Oh no, making a political statement against that's bullshit. Because it's just asking for it. Doing an ice sculpture, you've got to do something about ice. Safa, we did not watch any tennis last night. We watched some fucking Bridgerton. We just wanted some lightweight date night entertainment, and we watched a couple of episodes of Bridgerton. I do enjoy that show. It's very silly. It's very, very silly. And it's kind of funny. Every season, it makes it super obvious who's going to get matched up. Like, it's not a surprise. It's just a case of, oh, what are all the fucking things that are going to happen before they match up? It's like, oh, it's just they're so different. How can they get together? And they are together, but then one of them gets upset at something the other one does. And then that gets resolved. But then the other one gets upset at something the other one does. Oh, and then that gets resolved. They do that every season. It's just fun. It's silly and it's fun. And it is very British, Safa. But I think the key creator behind it is American. So I think it's like an American's idea of what the British are like. And it's a fantasy world where everyone's colorblind. No one sees race in Bridgerton. Like the female love interest in this season is Asian. And so the male love interest who's white sort of was entranced by some young lady at a masked ball, and he doesn't know who she is. and all you could see were her eyes and her lips. And he's in public seeing all these eligible ladies, and there's this bit where he's looking at their lips to see if their lips look like the lips he remembers from the mask ball. And I thought, that's so cute. He's not looking at their eyes because the one he was entrancing was obviously Asian. So there's Caucasian, black, and Asian women and things. Like, just look at the Asian women, guys. Let's see. How many seasons? This is the 5th season, I think. And I'm not sure, there was one that was like a prequel thing about the Queen. I'm not sure if that counts as a season or if that's outside of it. So, but I think the current one is the 5th season. From Shonda Rhimes' company, Shondaland. She's had a bunch of successful shows. So go Shondaland, I guess. Even when, honestly, even when I don't really like shows or movies, there's like someone doing their own thing and doing well. So I'm like, good for you. But I do like Shondaland stuff, yeah. I don't think there's been a Bridgerton movie, but it's one of those things where the episodes are as long as they want them to be to accomplish what they do. So, the episodes can be anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour and a half. Now I'm going to look it up. Okay, Bridgerton seasons. And they were originally books, apparently. So they're saying this is season 4. Oh, no, I think it's raining again. The first season debuted on Christmas 2020. Second season, March 2022. So that was a bit more than a year. Third season, May 2024, another 2 years. Fourth season, just coming out, 2026. Yeah, it's fucking raining now. So yeah, I think there was also the prequel thing with the Queen is not regarded as a season. It's called Queen Charlotte. So I don't think that counts as a season. Yeah, Senor Butts. It is an American person's idea of Downton Abbey. That is a good call, honestly. Kath and Kim's on ABC iView. I have a soft spot for Kath and Kim. Well, nice stuff. You had fancy sausage roll dinner. Nice. I had, again, one of my microwave things. It was the coconut butter chicken, which is one of my favorites. So Sunday night treat. I saved one of my favorites. Fucking good. That was some good shit, is what I'm going to say. Senior Butts. Women love I mean, Bridgerton is very aimed at women and queer men, I think. Does Mrs. Angry like Kath and Kim? I don't know, actually. Sometimes she's really down on Australian sitcoms. I mean, there's a lot of Australian sitcoms I don't like, but she can be a bit more down on me. Although we both liked Fisk. Fisk is fucking great. Fisk is the best Australian comedy in over a decade. It's very good. It's also just funny to me because Fisk is all the supporting roles and cameos is like it's like fucking old comedians' retirement package. Give them a spot on this show. Comedians who were popular in the 90s, they all get a look in on Fisk. So I'm not saying that totally disparaging. I'm just saying it with, a bit of affection. But it really is. It's old comedians' retirement home, Fisk. Given a whole bunch of comedians the first exposure they've had in at least 1 or 2 decades. But that's a good thing. And on you, Kitty Flanagan, because I think Kitty Flanagan is a producer on that. And she's fucking hilarious. Ooh. So Home Early getting some laser discs from the US. That's interesting. Are they rare ones? So you got someone getting you got a guy. I love saying that, actually. That's just a phrase I like saying when I'm getting something and it's hard to get, or you're getting something special, or you're getting a good price. You go, I got a guy. It's like George Costanza getting a Mickey. Telling Jerry he's angry his boss wants to slip him a Mickey. And Jerry's going like, where are you even going to get a Mickey? And he's going, I got a guy. And Jerry's going, really? You've got a Mickey guy? Oh, yeah. Good fucking timing. The exchange rate has just fucking boosted. The exchange rate's been shit for years, but suddenly it's boosted. Was it PayPal not giving you a good conversion rate? Fuck you, PayPal. What are you doing to my man Charlie? Don't make me come over there, PayPal. I'll fucking come over there. I'll tell you now. They want to do it for 66? No, fuck that. PayPal are definitely being dicks. So come on, PayPal. This is the first time our exchange rate's been vaguely decent in years. Well, bank transfers. If you just did a straight up bank transfer, Charlie, you'd get a proper exchange rate. Senor, but you had stock in PayPal. You sold it. Now it sucks. It was okay when I had stock, but I sold stock because I was I was just seeing headlines of crypto going south, and it's sort of like it's at its lowest for like a year or more. It's like, man, that thing's a fucking roller coaster, honestly. It's just gambling. Seriously, anyone who makes any excuses for crypto and goes, oh, investment, it's gambling. And that's being polite. It's gambling when it's not a complete fucking scam. Oh, nice. So you didn't like when they changed things, Senior Butts, and got out. Yeah. I'm not really a stock market player myself. Probably should have been, like, if back when I was contracting in the 90s and 2000s, if I'd poured some stuff into some stocks, I probably would have made out like a fucking bandit. But I didn't. They're going to work until I drop dead because I can't afford to retire. All right. Do I want to make another drink? I mean, yeah, I do, really. You got Nvidia stock. I know it's making you money. Oh, careful there, because that's a fucking bubble. And anyone who tries to tell you that the stock price of all the companies whose stocks are going up because of AI, at least Nvidia actually do a physical product. But the valuations are bullshit. It's a bubble, possibly the worst one since the Great Depression. And fuck knows what it's going to do to us all. Because what do bubbles do? Bubbles fucking pop. That's what they do. And this might take a fucking bunch of us down with it, is all I'm saying. Okay, what's it here? A little light dash of less black walnut bitters because it's a nice flavour. It's just a strong flavour. Put that down. And now just some old-fashioned bitters. Okay, that seems to be empty. I think that's the rule. If you hold a bottle upside down and shake it and nothing comes out, the bottle's empty. All right. Probably have to visit a purveyor of bitters. Okie dokie. Let's sit down and see what's what. Okay, Justin, technically stocks aren't gambling if you do the analysis on the actual fundamental values of the companies. Wall Street tends to turn it into a big fucking roulette wheel, but anyway. I feel like you're telling your dad to buy up Nvidia stock. Hopefully, I think you can just do bank transfers if you have the right information. But you probably want to take your bank's word, not mine. As anybody's told your dad to buy Alphabet and Google and YouTube. Yeah, well, yeah. So for gold and silver are dropping, yeah. Look, to an extent, all investing and yada yada is gambling. Some are safer bets than others. But yes, as we progressed through the 20th century into the 21st, the value of stocks and traded commodities got less and less real. It used to be tied to real things. But it's just since the 80s, since Reagan and deregulation and neoliberal bullshit, it's moved more and more into the realm of gambling. And the house always wins, as the saying goes. And the house in this case are the people who are already really fucking rich. The investment companies, the banks, and the already rich individuals. And the rest of us get fucked over. Revolution now, brothers and sisters. That's okay. Not great. Senior Butts. Shit, stupid Logan Paul Pokemon card, $6 million. Oh, yeah, I do remember something about that. I also kind of think that was some kind of cynical attention-grabbing scam on his part too. But yeah, people with more dollars than cents, as the saying goes. Okay, I'm going to play around a little over here, over there. It's the same everywhere. My Infinity whiskey is really dark for some reason. I know why my Infinity whiskey is dark. It's because I fucking put it in the barrel for a while. Got a bit more color from the barrel. Over here, over there. It's the same everywhere. Got a little glug glug from that. Wait, I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna try and can I top off my Infinity whiskey with this whiskey? You know what? The pouring noise. The whole thing. Oh man. Fuck it. Okay. Why is Angry getting drunk on a school night? Because he can. The whole thing about running water, making you want to pee, the noise of pouring those things. I have to take a pee break because it really made me want to pee. You know, at this rate, I might just full on call in sick for work tomorrow. Give me a second though, and I'll be back. Okay, I just had an idea because I did pour too much whiskey into this glass and I'll get too drunk. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to pour some of it with a little funnel. I'm barrel aging an old fashioned here, which is due to come out this Friday. I'm just going to pour some of this old fashioned into the barrel. All right. That's me being vaguely reasonable, vaguely responsible. Oh. Okay. Having a cheeky toilet break, yeah. Hey, Toronto Maple Leafer, how are you going? Haven't seen you for a while. Hopefully all the obscure titles don't see. Oh, I'm keen for that. 3D TV, I don't. Toronto Maple Leaf, an old-fashioned. But I was trying to empty some bottles, and I poured way too much whiskey in here. I was trying to empty a bottle, to be precise. And I poured way too much whiskey in here. And I was going to get too fucked up for a Sunday night, work tomorrow and all. And then I remembered, I have a barrel aging old-fashioned there. So I poured some of it into the barrel. That's the best it gets for me with being responsible or vaguely responsible. Toronto Maple Leaf, you're holding from the cold and snow. Yeah. Stop praying for snow. Yeah, pray for world peace. Well, it's not so hot now, but we've just come out of a large swath of the country, including where I am, had a pretty severe heat wave. Like temperatures 43, 45, which is like over 110 Fahrenheit, and fucking bushfires out the wazoo. Although they haven't been as destructive as bad ones in previous years, which is no fucking saving grace to the people who did lose their home or their business or whatnot. Okay, I really fucking improved the old fashioned with the additions I put in it though. Fucking yum. Oof. So, God, I'm leaning towards, just because I'm drinking whiskey old fashioned, I'm leaning towards trying to approach David Vitale at Starwood again about doing a documentary video on them, because he just sent an email out to subscribers saying, and I mentioned this on a previous stream, that he's regained complete ownership of Starwood, which I think is exciting news. And I just think he's a very interesting guy. I've seen him speak a couple of times. I love that. Senor Butts, I don't mind snow, but fuck ice. Maple Leaf, no joke, it's been snowing for nearly every day. Since November, holy shit. Run out of road salt. You're the largest salt mine in the world. They can't handle the demand for salt. Jesus Christ. But I mean, again, ever since like way back in the 90s, I remember working with some Canadians, and they were just trying to describe to me, they were in the very snowy areas, and they were just trying to describe to me the winters that get to, like minus 40 Celsius. And they said, but don't worry, after about minus 15, your body can't tell the difference. But yeah, getting meters of snow, and I love that all the houses in those areas have, just inside the front door is a special room where you take off your boots and all your heavy jackets, because you have to just wear full on shit to survive the outside, but you don't want to have that in the house and you don't want to track this. So yeah, there's the disrobing room when you first get into the house. You take off your wet boots and your wet overcoats and your wet jacket. God, so yeah, okay, Toronto Maple Leaf, you've had 3 meters of snow. Yeah. Which fucking wild. That is unimaginable in Australia. The Mudroom, that's the name for it. Thank you, Toronto Maple Leafer. Of course you know what it is. Yeah, hope for the elderly. I might go to Minnesota, get ice. Oh God, I made that so much better. Also, just thinking about Minnesota ice, my boy Hassan got a 1 week Twitch ban. And clearly, I shouldn't say I don't think the phrase he said was particularly offensive. It was anti-Zionist, but so yeah. Then yesterday he switched to doing a live stream just on YouTube, attending the LA anti-ice protest, and got like 1 million views on YouTube, which is just wild for a live stream on YouTube. Hello, Hannah. Oh gosh, Jesus, wild, emotional, scary 24 hours. That sounds fucking dramatic. Toronto people to go to Italy to get ice. Jackasses are going to Italy for the Olympics. Okay. Holy shit! Sorry, I heard a beep in Twitch. Sorry, in Discord. So I looked. Now I know what Hannah is thing. Oh, this was your mum? Holy shit. Yep. Okay. Thank modern design in cars that your car can get that fucked up and you're still relatively okay. Oof. Oh, that's some scary shit right there. Oh, I'm not surprised you've had an emotional roller coaster. God damn. Got away with only related to... Yeah, that's the thing. You get seatbelt bruises and airbag bruises. Oh, Toronto Maple Leaf, you're not on the Discord. Here comes the Discord invite, my bro. We love sharing shit on the Discord. There's the invite link. I feel this is the same phrase. March on the live stream again. Oh yeah, because it should be fine. It's absolutely fine. Said she hit the light slightly more to right. Should have the steering. Ooh, yeah. You don't want the steering column to hit you. Oh God, Safa. Got to tell Hannah if there's a knitting show on Foxtel. Oh my God. So Hannah, she got the all clear on the CT. Yeah, I mean, modern car design, honestly, because I'm just looking at it, and because I'm old and I remember what cars were like in the 70s. That looks like an impact worth of fatality in the 70s, honestly. Still wearing a seat. She's got a seatbelt made of bruises. And again, it just shows you the physics of a collision when all it is a seatbelt that's restraining you and you hit it with such force that you get a bruise pattern that matches the seatbelt. It's like, damn, physics is wild. So your car last car had a crash, but you weren't in it? That's a wild one. Nice. Oh, that's an interesting name you've got on Discord. Toronto Mobile for the lols. All right. Oh my God. Sorry. Okay. The photo Toronto Maple Leaf have posted on the Discord. It took me a while. It's the snow is so extreme. It took me a while to process what the fuck was happening here. That's a Tim Hortons. So that sign is fuck knows how many meters high. Jesus Christ, look at that. Look, that's, oh my God. That's God telling humans you shouldn't be there. Oh my God. That, oh wow, that's so unsettling. That is so unsettling. Jesus. Twitchy say, oh, you're testing the limit. Oh, look, again, look, I assume I could say the phrase with impunity because no one's watching me on Twitch. It's like I'm trying to remember what was the thing. This was ages ago. There's a discussion of people who were getting banned or at least suspended from Twitch for a period for saying a fairly innocuous word. It's God, it wasn't cuck. It was something like cuck though. And yeah, who knows? Oh God, so the accident happened outside of business. They might have CCTV. So was your mum? She was sideswiped, hit a metal pole at 60. So the force is a lot. She's gotten bruises on her shins. Oh, in a car crash, your body can flail around to do crazy shit. Ambo said, just from the sheer force of going forward, in a collision, your body can just do crazy stuff. Interesting. Say Uber driver, just drive down this road till you see a car accident. Oh my God. The other driver was pushed through a metal fence. Shite. Damn. Yeah, so if you got dash cam now, I have to admit, I love dash cam footage of crazy stuff. I love it. The best was always Russian dash cams because absolutely wild shit happens in Russia. Oh God, Sega's trying to get banned on Twitch. Sorry, that tickles my funny bone, honestly. Oh God, Justin, you had an accident a few years ago. You posted on Discord. Where is it? Oh, oh God. Okay, so Justin, you got a front and rear end, so multiple vehicle accident. Dang. All right, we're just doing fucking car crash stuff now. Front end, back. Oh, the back end looks nasty. Damn. Oh man. Yeah. God, that's some shit there. So Ambo got there as soon, so you were busy with them to give a fuck about the other driver. Yeah, fair, honestly. I've been really having fun testing the limits with fucking Twitch, honestly. So if you're doing 60, someone did a U-turn right in front of you. Yeah, I've had so many near misses in my time. So there are a whole range of alternate realities. Oh, Senor Butts McGee, are you a knitter? I fucking love it. Sorry, got to share this. Got to share the knitting photos. Wait, where are we? Knitting photos first. Again, looking very handsome with that. And look at this. Look at all the beanies. That's an amazing collection of beanies. That's fucking wild. I love it. What's Hannah? Oh God. Okay, so that's the other car. Jesus. That's oh yeah. There's the two cars. There we go. Oh, there's a gouge at the side there. Yeah. Damn. God, we're sharing all the full-on shit tonight. Nice, your mum donates. You made 60. Dude, that's awesome. It's your mum. You can sew, your mum does the knitting. That's freaking awesome, though. Because beanies, you lose a lot of heat through the top of your head. So people who need some help, need some support if they're doing it rough. Your mum rocks. Oh, God, Safi, you got hit. Your car got hit by a stolen car. Damn. Drive it like it's stolen, as the saying goes. Damn, damn, damn. What's it? 9? Oh, it's only 9:16. For some reason, I thought that was 9:36. I think I will have some mineral water before bedtime. Oh, my God. I improved that old fashioned so much. Right. Ooh, last of this box of my lemon lime mineral water. But I have another box of them because I always have a backup because that's my favorite. And they're also on. They're usually on sale at one of the big supermarkets. It's like it's difficult to. You can't. I don't know that you can't, but it's difficult to prove collusion between Coles and Woolies. But they do seem to fucking go. I will have this on special 1 week, and you have it on special the next week. Again, trying to prove collusion would be difficult, but it looks sus as fuck. Oh, God, yes, Justin, because you're trying to transfer your rego interstate, and it's being a pain. Tempted as I am to drink my alcohol, I'm going to have mineral water. Yeah, I think Justin's talking about going from Canberra to Melbourne. Stuff you had no problem, Victor, New South Wales. Oh, there you go. Oh, it's just because Justin's changed his permanent address. If you change your permanent address, you are. It can be difficult for someone to prove, but you are legally required to change your registration. God, now I'm getting flashbacks to 30 years ago. When I was living in Sydney, and my partner at the time, who was the mother of my children, she was from Melbourne, and she moved in with me. And I didn't even have a car. She had a car which was registered in Victoria. And we had a Keith problem, a neighbour who would bang on the door and shout abusively because we parked in the street in a spot that he believed he owned, which is fucking stupid. And also this annoying old fuckhead. And he's just good. And I think because he was friends with a cunt who yelled at our door. And he's like, if you're going to live there with this guy with the Victorian plates, you're required to change it to Victoria. And I'm going, yeah, cool story, bro. And then he'd do this stuff like, oh, yeah, well, I used to be a cop. You can do that. And I was like, dude, fuck off, honestly. Used to be a cop. Go call the local police station and tell them and see how much they give a shit, you fucking tool. Safra, I did not have a garage. I did not really have effective off-street parking. Technically, kind of, sort of, I could have, but it was very difficult. Hannah, you love old men yell at clouds? Can't take him seriously. Oh, yeah. And this guy, he was just like, oh, I used to be a cop. And he's like, yeah, I bet if you call the police station, they'd be super glad to hear from you, you fuckwit. The guy I was dealing with was not quite as violent as Keith in the Play Lunch song, but God, he was fucking obnoxious. Safa, yes, okay. Anyone can park on the curb. The whole Keith thing is about completely unrealistic, unreasonable, bordering on psychotic neighbors. I also love the Play Lunch song, Keith. There's a little thing that says, this is completely fictitious. Any resemblance to people alive or dead is coincidental. And it's like, yeah, this is an absolutely 100% true story. Well, not the details of the song, because there's a whole thing with a current affair and the guy physically launching Tracy Grimshaw into the air. But the general thing of, I think they legit had a neighbor who would bang on the door and threaten to fucking kill them for parking in the street, in the bit of the street that he declared he owned. And yeah, you love it when people say, it used to be, oh yeah, I used to be this thing because devastating comebacks, not a good one. It was like, I just when this old guy said this to me, I just barely restrained myself from saying, yeah, no one fucking cares, man. No one fucking cares. Safi, you've got the problem neighbor blocking access, which is fucked. People who do that are fucked. Absolutely. Justin, you're trying to get your head around. Oh, the accident insurance. Yes, it is. They are a thing. That's different state to state. I feel like you didn't get to beat up Tracy Grimshaw. Look, honestly, I would fucking love if the guy that inspired the Play Lunch song, Keith, was actually so bad and threatened so many people that people complained to a current affair, and a current affair did actually show up at his door. I think that would be very funny. But of course, they say, "Oh, this is fictional. It's not based on a real person." And you had a customer yell, "She was a lawyer. Had to bite your tongue and not say not a good one," because you're making a scene about an $8 return. I swear, if you said half the things you thought of saying, Hannah, it'd be very funny. Is all I'm saying. Oh yeah, no, Justin. Yeah, the whole thing with accident. So it's built into the fucking registration in Victoria. New South Wales, I remember you had compulsory third party. It's all fucking wild. It's redonkulous. And you say out the back, it gets out of my system. Okay, you say all the stuff when no one can hear you. And Safa, I agree. I love Hannah's work stories. They're brilliant. Okay, look, okay. This is a really funny thing that happened. Okay, I moved from Sydney to Melbourne, and I didn't change my driver's license straight away. But one time I was driving in Sydney. I was with some people. I think we are on Parramatta Road, and the passengers went, "Hey, look, there's a McDonald's. Can we get McDonald's?" And it was on the other side of the road. So at some traffic lights, I got in the right lane and did a U-turn at the traffic lights to go into the McDonald's. And some fucking cops came in behind me. I went, "What's this?" And the cops came in behind me and they were saying, in New South Wales, you can't do a U-turn at a traffic light unless there's a sign saying you can do a U-turn at the traffic light. And the cops going, "I'm not going to book you because I can see you from Victoria. And I know in Victoria, the law is you can do a U-turn at the traffic lights unless there's a sign saying you can't." Meanwhile, in my wallet is a New South Wales driver's license. And I'm sitting there going, okay, if I don't say anything and he asks for my license, then I'm fucked because I made him look like a chump because he reacted to me because of the license plate on the car, which wasn't my car. But I had a New South Wales license. But if I say nothing and he doesn't check my license, everything's good. And so I'm sitting there, I'm turning this over in my head. Do I say something or not? And I didn't say anything, and he didn't ask to see my license. So all's good. And hello, Abigail. By the way, what do you got? You had the weirdest night, a gig in St Kilda. Then you went and thought you were a rock band, not a jazz band. Wow. So halftime he told you to get out because you weren't a rock band. I agree. That's surreal. Well, that's a story. You got a story, Abigail, out of that. A weird story, but a story. That is weirdly funny to me that they've booked you not knowing the style of performance you were gonna do, and then halfway through, they're like, "Yeah, no, you can go now. I don't want this." That's fucking wild. So for how long hook turns. Like Mrs. Angry still doesn't like hook turns. She'll avoid hook turns. Um, Not that long. Hook turns are pretty straightforward once you understand them. But yeah, there's nothing quite like someone at an intersection with hook turns and they don't go into the hook turn lane. They go into there, and so it's completely blocked, and the people behind them get very angry. Look, Justin, I don't know if the laws have changed in Victoria or if this cop was just wrong, but that was the thing that happened. Toronto Maple Leaf. What's my Twitch name? I th- uh I think it's Angry Aussie. Let me have a look. Let me really quickly have a look. Yes, on Twitch I am It's Angry Aussie. Because someone already had Angry Aussie. Possibly me, and I forgot my login. Rain, how you doing? So Abigail, the venue is the Vineyard next to Luna Park in St Kilda. At least I know that venue. Okay, there you go. No, Safi, you only have hook turns where there's a tram. Hook turns are about trams, not roads. The entire purpose of hook turns is for people who are turning right to not hold up trams. And the one bonus in the accident, got to hang out with Super Baby for a while. Nice. Bossed auntie around. She's a sucker. You did whatever he demanded. But Super Baby is Super Baby. So if you're saying Bendigo has trams, fucking news to me, bro, because I don't go to Bendigo as a general rule. And you had 3 hours of auntie walking around the hospital making weird noises like a psycho. But that's what you do with babies or toddlers, honestly. You just have fun and do weird things. Senor Butts making a shout out to Jesse Circle. Master, his parents made him pull the car. Okay, that's a reference I'm not getting. So I don't know. For the lols, hello. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Hey, that's Toronto Maple Leaf. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. YouTube behind. Yeah, so I generally stream to Twitch at the same time, so you'll know. Rain, what are we ranting about everything and anything. Hannah, you asked Super Baby, do you know have auntie wrapped around your little finger? He nodded and laughed right at you. Damn, that's harsh, Super Baby. It is true, Safa. I did go to Bendigo one day for a work thing. I don't remember seeing trams. I don't know. Yes, I did see you post a video on the Discord. Someone doing drift driving. I don't know who you're talking about, but I do see the video there. So Hannah, when you're finally able to go back, see your mum Super Baby was confused. He wasn't sure why he was in hospital. And because he's used to hospital means stuff happening to him. That makes sense. God, that's a random thought. It's never going to happen, Justin. Pauline Hanson being PM, but it's a disturbing thing. Hey, Heine. So you're saying in Bendigo there's a lake, the trams go beside the lake. It's like an impressionist painting. I love that description. So Hannah, Super Baby had hospital staff stop and obsess over him. Yeah, well, he is Super Baby. They should obsess over Super Baby, honestly. Okay, I'm not going to play the driving videos on the stream in case I get some fucking content match, but I will look at them tomorrow. Southern Barnaby just being no, One Nation are never going to have the seats to form government. Justin, the presidential system is absolutely, completely different to Australia's parliamentary system. It's just, there's just no comparison. Hey, Greg, you're saying Bendigo tramline is a tourist tramline, Australia's oldest active tramline. Nice. No, he's not going to piss me off. It's just not. It's just not a. It is not a relevant comparison. It's meaningless. Hannah, you cursed Super Baby with a name. He really does try to Superman himself. He tried launching himself off the hospital bed. Oh my god. I love Safa with the celebrity gossip. Liam Hemsworth, that's generous. If voting was not compulsory, they'd have a chance. And if me auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle. I understand the night terrors of One Nation having power, Pauline Hanson being Prime Minister. It is literally never going to happen. It is functionally impossible. Craig, you have peanuts at work. If this person runs, oh, sorry, no, sorry. You have idiots at work. If this person runs for PM, yeah, oh, I hate it when people say like they're voting for prime. You're not voting for the prime minister. You're voting for your local member. Thank you for coming in, Hannah. Time to tend to the patient. Look after your mum. Toronto Maple Leaf, you've got a robust tram network downtown. So many things you need to do to make the world-class transit system. Our tram system's pretty fucking good. If you had a mole on your ass that could talk, you'd have it open for Taylor Swift. Senor Buttsmaker, I'm not going to argue with you. Corporations control the USA. Pretty much. Again, Justin, the fun thing is you don't need to worry about it. It's not going to happen. It's functionally impossible. People can argue it's theoretically possible. That is an absolute fucking waste of time. It's a waste of time to go, oh, technically it could happen and whatnot. And I'm not saying you're doing this. I'm just saying if anyone did, it's a waste of time and mental and emotional energy. Oh, yeah, Senor Butts McGee, the corruption of the US electoral system is extremely disturbing to see from the outside. Just like whoever has the most money gets elected. Oh, shit. Sorry, just random thing. One where that wasn't the case was Zoran Mamdani getting elected New York mayor. I saw this hilarious thing the other day. Scottish comedian Daniel Sloss on a US podcast because he's doing a tour in the US. And he was just saying, like, he had this really bizarre experience where he was in New York, and this was after the mayoral election. Or maybe it was before, I don't know. But for whatever it was, Daniel Sloss got really embarrassed. Someone who he's with grabbed Zoran. Zoran showed up in this bar and just pointed at Daniel Sloss and said, "This guy's a celebrity. You should get a picture with him." And Daniel Sloss goes, and Zoran posed for a picture, put his hammer on, and he pulled me in really close and whispered in my ear, "I'm glad 9/11 happened," which is one of the funniest fucking jokes I've heard in a while. It's just fucking and it's the whole no one will ever believe you. So just the idea of Zoran Mamdani pulling in a random person and whispering in their ear, I'm glad 9/11 happened, and no one will ever believe you that I said that, is just so funny to me. Looks a lordy. Daniel Sloss got really famous internationally for one of his live shows that was about ending relationships if you weren't fully committed. And the whole thing was people would break up after seeing the show. And for a couple of years, that was like every interview with him was, oh, how many relationships have you broken up? Because he would say, yeah, like people would message me after seeing this show, they broke up and whatnot. And I did watch that particular, show, special performance, whatever you want to call it. It was good. It was pretty funny. But I have to admit, when I was watching it, the whole thing about, after seeing it, people broke up, I was just going like, yeah, well, those were people in a shit fucking relationship. Because it had no fucking effect on me. I'll tell you that for free. But again, by the by, I think Daniel Sloss is quite a funny comedian. Politics-wise, he's a bit centrist, which I find a bit weak. But I think he's a very funny comedian. So I'll cut people a bit of slack. Justin, you reckon the LNP is going to collapse? Well, I mean, they were born in the mid-20th century out of the collapse of the previous conservative parties. Labor's the one with staying power. Labor has existed for so fucking long. So I think it's not impossible. Well, the Nationals are still doing really well. Like the Country Party, the National Party, they're still doing well. So they're the country conservatives. The Liberal Party were the metro conservatives, but they're fucking collapsing. So, yeah, maybe another conservative party that's appealing to metropolitan electorates comes up. I don't know. Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? But, maybe this is just cyclical. Like, Labor's had a big upswing in the last decade across Australia. Maybe that's just cyclical. And in another decade, the Liberals are on the ascendant. Who knows? So if you're saying Susan Lane and Sophie Mirabella were country, yes, they had country seats and they were Liberal Party. Sophie Mirabella was a piece of shit. It's like I don't support Susan Lane, but I, don't think anything good about her. But I don't think anything super actively bad about her. Sophie Mirabella was a piece of fucking shit. Yeah, no, Labor has been around since the Federation. So say what you will. They've got staying power, at least. There's not been another sustainable, progressive all-workers party. Send your butts. Not to brag, need union, call Billy Bragg. I've been a Billy Bragg fan since the 80s. Yes, he's got some good union songs. Notably, There Is Power in a Union. But also he writes great ballads and whatnot. Like, it's like, since it came out a few years ago, the song I Will Be Your Shield, Mrs. Angry and I really latched onto that. That's like our song. And it's a beautiful song. And he's done a lot of beautiful songs over the years, but he's done a lot of great political ones as well. He's a bit of a legend. $4 over on Twitch. YouTube has a superior streaming quality over Twitch. Yeah. But it's like Twitch is a streaming service. YouTube is mostly for pre-recorded videos, but it does live streams fairly well. Yeah. Yeah, and also like, YouTube, not just streaming. YouTube was long form video, but they did do shorts to try and compete with like, TikTok and Instagram and whatnot. I still don't watch TikTok. I do watch YouTube shorts occasionally. I got a few favorites on there, and YouTube feeds me up some new ones from time to time. So that's nice. And I make shorts for YouTube just because, I don't know, maybe it drives stuff to my longer form videos. I don't know. Stuff do you miss? I fucking told you that earlier. But yes, it was one of my prepackaged meals. It was the coconut butter chicken, which is my favorite probably. Oh, Cinema Butts Maker. Okay. Again, New England is from Billy Bragg's first album, which is him and a guitar, which is great. Look up Kirsty MacColl's version of A New England, which they turned into, like a 3-minute pop song, because Billy Bragg's only goes for like 90 seconds. It's very short. He wrote an extra verse for it and everything. It's really good. Kirsty MacColl's version is really good. She had a couple that are really good. And of course, a lot of people maybe know her most from the duet with Shane MacGowan and the Pogues, Fairy Tale of New York. But her version of New England is really good. Yeah, Justin, fuck TikTok, man. Honestly. Rain, YouTube streaming is fairly good. You had issues with Twitch. Yeah, I mean, I'm YouTube all the way. I don't want to change the world. I'm not looking for a New England. Just looking for another girl. Kirsty MacColl, I'm not that well versed in her oeuvre, but she had another really good pop single called He's on the Beach. It's about her English boyfriend going to Australia to surf, and she lost contact with him, but he's just on the beach enjoying himself. Senor Butts McGee, she did her own version, and there's an extra verse. As I say, there's an extra verse in it, which was written by Billy Bragg. And there was a joke I saw in one interview with him. People said, seeing you wrote the extra verse, why don't you do it when you perform live? And he's just like, oh, I just wrote it for her. I never really committed to memory. I don't remember it, which is fun. I haven't seen him live since the 90s, I don't think. But I saw him a few times in the 80s and 90s. Fucking great live performer. He's so good live. But yeah, it's funny, like YouTube and fucking every social media thing does their own year in retrospect thing. Spotify really popularized it, but YouTube Music does their own thing, and I use YouTube Music. They said like I'm in the 0.01% of listeners to the Billy Bragg song "I Will Be Your Shield." I feel confident in saying I'm actually the number one listener of Billy Bragg's song "I Will Be Your Shield" on YouTube Music. Toronto Maple Leaf at Twitch is rolling out AV1. See, I don't even understand the technical stuff. I don't even think of it. I'm just using StreamYard to restream to the multiple platforms because it's really easy. We brought up Kirsty MacColl, and I'm just going to get depressed remembering how she was killed by some rich fuck in a speedboat when on holidays in Mexico with her family, and the rich fuck who was driving the speedboat paid off one of his employees to say they were in control of the boat when it killed Kirsty MacColl. Fucking ridiculous. Anyway. Rain, we want Abigail to explain codecs, the technical stuff. I mean, maybe. Could just throw in all the stuff about the codecs, and I'm like, yeah, cool, fine. Video codecs, they're all different. I'm just like, Oh, fucking whatever. Anyway, look, I've got my cohesive bandage, which is a fun, neat bit of technology. Sticks to itself. Not quite like Velcro, but kind of, sort of like Velcro. I'm going to do a new one to strap up my finger while I sleep. Because my hand therapist said, yeah, you want a pressure bandage on your finger to reduce the swelling. So I'll do this while I sleep. All right, you know what? I think I need to do this again. Where are we? Okay. Wrap this around. Wrap it around. It's the whole thing about you got to do it like tight, but not too tight. Trying to really feel like part of the few people that don't use Spotify for streaming. Yeah, I never used Spotify. I got YouTube Music because I played for YouTube Premium because I didn't want ads, but I wanted to support creators, and you get the music for free. Also, yeah, the founder, Spotify, the head of Spotify, is a fucking piece of shit. Like, he's fucking garbage. Abigail asking, does AV1 achieve compression by losing a bunch of data? I don't know. AV1's open source, apparently. Well, that's something in its favor. Definitely. And H.265 is proprietary. Okay. Well, that's an interesting point then. You see, I love, it's not quite flesh colored, but the cohesive bandage is almost flesh colored, so it kind of blends in. Toronto Maple Leafy, glad you never used the site. Heard how much they're pushing ice ads for the platform. Oh, fuck it. Yeah. No, ice. Oof. Yeah, no, Twitch is kind of fucked. I'm like, OG YouTube till I die type of thing. But they've been very weird with live streaming over the last decade or so. They've gone through waves of making it very easy to live stream and then making it very difficult to live stream. These days, they're making it easy. Oh, sorry, you're saying Spotify has the ice ads. Sorry, I thought we were talking about Twitch. Spotify has ice ads. Yeah, well, that's fucked. But, I'm just going to go, the head of Spotify is a fucking piece of shit who does not value musical artists at all. And he's fucking garbage. He fucking sucks. He just says shit. And he feels like he can dictate to musicians, bands and performers, and he's fucking garbage. And, I'm not saying the world would be better off if he fell into a volcano, but the world would not be worse off if he fell into a volcano. Senior Butts McGee. Bob Dylan wanted Woody Guthrie music, but his daughter gave it to Billy Bragg, joined with Wilco. Yeah, Billy Bragg did a bunch of stuff with Wilco, actually. Yeah. Toronto Maple Leaf. ICE is targeting gamers. Just cosplay as Meal Team 6. Sorry, I've got in my own mind what Meal Team 6 means. I'm not sure exactly what it means, but in my mind, it's funny. Don't know if it's funny in the real world, but it's funny in my head. Which, again, you can argue a whole bunch of things. Funny in my head. So Senor Butts McGee saying Billy Bragg and Wilco did a bunch of Woody Guthrie songs. There you go. But yeah, from what I understand, Bob Dylan alienated Woody Guthrie when he went electric. But then again, I also think Dylan Fucking alienated virtually everyone he ever met in his life because he's a real grumpy fucker. And I'm not going to hold that against him, honestly. The world's such that being a grumpy fucker is a logical response to a bunch of things. Yes, Toronto Maple Leafer. If you've got a dark sense of humor, anything can be funny. Safa, tennis is in the fourth set. What is it? 2 sets to 1? I assume. Actually, it has to be. If it's in the fourth set, it has to be 2 sets to 1. How far into the fourth set are we? What's the score in the fourth set? Tell me, Safa, tell me, because I can't be fucked to look it up. Even though I'm on the internet and I could just open a tab and look it up. Alcaraz is up. Okay. Alcaraz looks like Shark Boy to me. First game, fourth set. As the guy, I just remember Shark Boy and Lava Girl from when my young ones were very young. Also, the same guy he was the werewolf in the Twilight movies. I've forgotten his fucking name. But I swear, that guy, Alcaraz looks like Shark Boy. So Alcaraz is 2-6, 6-2, 6-3. And Alcaraz is up. Oh, maybe we'll go. Senor Butts, Archie Bunker, classic old man arsehole. Okay, so Archie Bunker, All in the Family, is the American version of a British sitcom, a character called Alf Garnett, and a series called Till Death Us Do Part. And there was an Australian version of Alf Garnett, Ted Bullpit, in Kingswood Country. So, okay, did you know that, actually, Senor Butts McGee? Archie Bunker was actually the American version of a British show. Something 21 questions. Wolf Creek. Oh, shit. Oh, you're old school Toronto Maple Leafer to just remember that Wolf Creek joke from Guess the DVDs with me. Christ, how long ago was that? Like 10 or 15 years ago we did that? I love an all caps no from Senor Butts McGee. Is that no you didn't know or no you reject what I'm saying? He had everyone equal. Yeah, Alf Garnett was a very funny character in British comedy. And the Australian version, Ted Bullpit in Kingswood Country, was much more cartoonish. But the original was Alf Garnett, Till Death Us Do Part, and a couple of movies. Man and Butterfly coming back down to Earth. You've been off in the stars for a couple of hours, which is, it's good. It's great. Hand it back you on it. I'm going to unwrap my finger, even though I've got this thing ready for bed, my Coban. Also, just in terms of language, this was the thing I was ruminating on the other day. Is cohesive the right name? Because you get the terms adhesive and cohesive. And like adhesive is sticking to something else, and cohesive is sticking to something. Oh, yeah. So an adhesive bandage is a Band-Aid, a thing that sticks on it. Oh, no. Senor Butts McGee. Sanford and Son is the US version of Steptoe and Son. And I don't think we had a Steptoe. Steptoe and Son was the original, was British, and they were white, garbage collectors. Sanford and Son was the US version, and they were black. So Sanford and Son is actually the US version of Steptoe and Son. I'm going to do my thing, trying to bend my finger with the fucked up joint. Okay, I gotta fucking gotta really fucking. I think it's working. I think it's Definitely bending way more than it was a week ago. It's like fucking, come on. Oh, fuck, that's enough. Also, another a fun fact, another 70s US sitcom, Three's Company, was the American version of a British sitcom called Man About the House. So it's funny how that works. 8 minutes before we finish. Got to bring Madam Butterfly down to earth. It's popping my ears now. Woo! Okay, kind of ready for Betty buys maybe. All right, you know what I'm going to do before I go? Trying to remember what I have in the barrels. I know two of them just have wine in them to keep them wet. But we have a kind of old fashioned which has been in there since the 18th of January, which I think I'll take out party night. And my new liqueur, which I just put in yesterday because I've only got this tiny bit of liqueur here. There's not that much of this sugar syrup, so I've got to make a new batch this week. Get some apples. Maybe I'll do a berry version as well, actually. Maybe. For some variety, maybe. So randomly, Rain bring up Sequest DSV. With Roy Scheider was the lead in that, yeah? All right, I'm going to put a bit of this into my glass. I use this to flavor thing for Mrs. Angry's hot chocolate. Also, this liqueur is just really... Actually, yeah, I think I will make that with the berries for variety. Oh, Stargate SG1. Stargate was fine. I love the original Stargate movie with James Spader and Kurt Russell in it. And what's the name, who was also in The Crying Game. The Stargate series was good, and Stargate Atlantis had its moments as well. But I do like the original movie with James Spader and Kurt Russell. Possibly the last tough guy role Kurt Russell ever played. Yeah, I noticed on your other Discord things with the movie sharing, there was a Spadathon going on this weekend. Right, and speaking of which, I did hear there was some new Stargate happening. Takes place in London. I don't know any details. I just vaguely saw there was some new Stargate coming. You know, retreading fucking IP. You know, why not? Honestly. Oh, that shit's fucking yummy. Oh, so you had someone on the server saying she hadn't seen Sex Lies and Videotape. One thing led to another. Yeah, there's that. Spader did a few sex-related ones. That and Secretary. I haven't watched Secretary probably in more than a decade. And it had probably been, that's one of those ones that had probably been talked up too much to me by other people. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't that stupendous. I think maybe if I rewatch Secretary, I might like it more. Chanel, but you liking the history lesson? I don't know. Okay, well, I'm sure now. is the last of my alternative cherries. They were fine, but I didn't like them that much. Rain, follow did the Kate and Kate's World, been leaking stuff. Oh, that movie Crash. We're talking about the weird one with James Spader, not the stupid one. Oh yeah, Tuesday for Laserdisc talk. Fuck yeah, looking forward to that, Charlie. Oh god, these Luxardo cherries are so fucking good. Fucking yum. Oh, love them so much. Yeah, the car crash with the sex. Not the weird Hollywood race relations one, which was kind of shit. Even though I think it got the Academy Award for Best Picture, which is a fucking joke. Rain, I've only watched, I think, the first episode of The Blacklist, but Spader seemed to have done really well in that series. Yeah, no, the crash that won Best Picture, that was a Hollywood circle jerk. That was ridiculous. But the old one, who directed the weird one? Was that? I don't think it was Cronenberg. Who directed the weird sex-oriented crash one? Was Spader in The Office? Okay, I didn't watch that many seasons of The Office. I didn't know Spader ever appeared in The Office. It was okay. So the weird crash movie was Cronenberg. Okay, and by weird I mean made it really sexual. Cronenberg was a fun guy, honestly. And I seriously think someone should do a high budget version of Scanners. I can't believe there hasn't been a big budget version of Scanners, quite honestly. Because I just love the idea of people who can make your fucking head explode with mental powers. That's just my talk. Hollywood, do a big budget version of Scanners. Because you have done remakes that did not deserve to be made. But fucking do Scanners, honestly. Anyway, you know, I think that's me done for the night. I'm still relatively coherent. So I'll go to bed and I might be able to function tomorrow. What are you saying about the Blacklist? Oh yeah, no, I know what Spader's doing in the thing. It's all fucking wild. I feel like any movie with Elias Curtis ends up being a bit weird. That's fair. Alrighty, I'm going to bed, you fine and funky people. You all take care. If you're around, I'll be back on Tuesday. I will be doing Laserdisc talk with Charlie, which is always a good time. But until I see you again, I'll say bye for now.
You are totally